Hey guys, this is Comic Uno and Comic Frontline, and it's topic time.
Topic time.
It's topic time.
And today's topic is on torrenting comics, why you should stop. So with this video, actually it span out of Mike Spireslayer's video where he discussed how comic prices are too high. And a lot of the comments I saw, I was like, yeah, it is high, that's why I don't pay for my comics. And I was like, well, that's not right either. So I want to talk about alternatives and what you can do instead of torrenting comics and why it's bad for the industry. Now, first of all, why you shouldn't torrent comics is, you know, the obvious. You are stealing from the industry that you love, and especially with this industry, it's so close-knit. And a lot of people are like, why did my favorite hero get canceled? And it's probably a lot of people didn't buy the comic. And if you enjoy a hero, you should support that hero. If you enjoy a creator, you should support that creator. And going into the alternatives, I know comics are expensive, and, you know, some of us are lucky enough to be able to get comics every week and get the comics we want. But what I would say is obviously watch reviewers, watch critics, and read critics' reviews. That way you know what comics are for you and what aren't for you. I think that would really help you. Obviously just budgeting your comics. That's a big thing. If you don't want to do the services, which I'll talk about, that's the best way to do it. You don't have to buy every comic that's on stands. Just buy the comics that you really like and know when to drop comics. I think that will really help you with your budget and understanding your budget of what you could get with comics. Now, if you can't afford comics weekly, I've gotten a lot of people say, I am honestly put to a wall. I have to torrent comics. For those people, I will say libraries. You know, libraries, comics are completely free. So going to libraries and just events that give free comics gives you an opportunity to read comics without stealing comics and being able to get the comic book experience. Now, I know it's a different type of comic experience because you have to wait, and a lot of these options are you do have to wait for your comics, but again, you could budget the ones that you get weekly, books that you really like you get weekly, and then you could have these other options. So libraries, again, free comics, so that's easy. Other services that are out right now too, though, you could get a real expanded library is with obviously DC Universe, which just launched. You can get television shows, you really get everything, and they're building their library there. So if you want to, you know, read the classics and even newer books, they obviously don't have it week by week, but they do have newer-ish books as well over there too. So if you like DC Comics, you can get that. And then with Marvel, they've had Marvel Unlimited forever, and they really do have a lot of comics in general. I've read a lot of my favorite titles over there over the years. Like, I got into Runaways after reading it on Marvel Unlimited. I remember collecting a lot of Spider-Girl issues through Marvel Unlimited, reading it through there. So has a vast library. I remember getting into Jessica Jones there too. And it's cool, you get names there, you get a nice library, that way you can even dig into a certain character and it's organized a little bit over there. So that's a good place. And I believe the comics are about 6 months behind, so it's not too much of a gap. So that's a good way to obviously get into comics and reading those comics with a big library. And Comixology, which is the biggest digital hub for comics, also has Comixology Unlimited, where they don't just have the Marvel and DCs, they also have indies as part of that too, if you really like indie comics. So those are the options I would give you instead of torrenting your comics. I beg you, please don't. It really is hurting the comic industry. As somebody who is an indie creator, I definitely know the ins and outs of how much money goes into creating a comic and, you know, publishing your comic, and how much work goes into that. And, you know, stealing the comic in the end is not great. So please support the industry that you love by buying comics, or even buying the services that make you or allow you to read comics legally. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this topic, though, and if you do torrent comics, I guess you could talk about why you feel like, or something I haven't touched upon, maybe that there's a reason why you would torrent comics, please let me know in the comments below. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, Comic Frontline. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to check out Frontline Live every Tuesday, where we talk about our top 5 comics and comic news at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, like I said. So thanks, guys. This is Comic Uno, Comic Frontline. Bye.